There's a massive misconception we see constantly in the tech space. People throw around testing and QA like they're the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Or worse, they think QA is just someone at the end of the line, clicking a mouse until something crashes.
It's a classic mix-up. And honestly, it's probably why so many software releases are, well, buggy. There's just a world of difference between checking if a button works and actually assuring quality.
That is exactly what we're unpacking today. We're working directly with the nonprofit EdTech Skill Wanderer for this one. We're going to walk through one of their key learning resources, the evolution from manual tester to QA professional.
And the mission here is pretty clear, really. It isn't just about a job title. It's about moving from simply finding bugs to actually owning the product's health.
So let's get into the weeds.
Huh.
The source material draws a really hard line between an activity and a responsibility.
Right. Think of it this way. A tester. Their role is defined by verification. It's execution-based. You have a document, you have a feature, and you ask one question.
Does this match what the paper says?
Exactly. Does this match the written steps?
So it's a box-ticking exercise, like step 1, click login, check. Step 2, see success message, check.
It's valuable, of course, but it's limited. The QA professional, on the other hand, is defined by validation. They're not just asking if it matches the spec, they're asking, is this actually valuable? What are the risks here?
I see. So the tester checks the code against the document. The QA checks the product against reality.
That's the takeaway right there. Testing is the action. Quality assurance is the mindset.
Okay, so Skill Wanderer uses this broken button scenario to make the point. I thought this is a great example of that mindset shift in action.
It is. It's a classic. So say a Pay Now button fails. A tester files a ticket. It says button doesn't work.
Factual.
True.
Factual, true, done.
But a QA, they seem to act more like a product manager here. They're not just reporting the glitch.
Spot on. The QA reports, this failure blocks the entire checkout flow. We're losing revenue every second this is down.
It goes from just a simple bug report to a business risk assessment.
And that must lead to the timing issue. I mean, if you're just checking buttons, you have to wait until the software is built.
Yeah.
But if you're assessing logic and risk,
You're in the room before a single line of code is even written. The source really emphasizes that QA. They review the design to spot those logic gaps early.
the source also mentioned this applies even if you're not looking at the code, the whole black box testing thing.
Yeah, you don't need to see the matrix, you just have to visualize the system. A QA asks, what happens to this transaction data if the user's Wi-Fi drops out right now?
Ah, okay. You aren't testing the screen.
No, you're testing the system's resilience.
Now, let me play devil's advocate here for a second. If the strategy part is so important, can't you just skip the manual testing? Just, jump straight to being a QA?
You really can't. And Skill Wanderer is adamant about this. You have to master testing first. You need to understand failure patterns. You have to know how things break before you can ever hope to prevent them from breaking.
Right. You can't be a building inspector if you don't know what a cracked foundation looks like.
That is the logic. The formula they give is pretty simple. Strong testing skills plus ownership mindset equal QA professional. You need the technical grunt work, the hands-on experience to inform the high-level strategy.
I like that trajectory. You start at the entry level asking, is it broken? And you evolve into asking, is it safe and good enough for the user?
And that's the reality check for anyone listening. Your contract might still say tester, but you become QA the moment you stop just executing steps and start advocating for the end user.
So here's the question to leave you with. Next time you pick up a ticket, are you just checking if the code works? Or are you questioning if that code should even exist in the first place?
That's the difference between finding bugs and preventing them.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Skill Wanderer archives. We'll see you next time.